Good to see the bowl reps in here as well. That's always fun. Appreciate you, everyone. I know I saw quite a few bowl teams or bowl games that were here today, so appreciate y'all being here. First of all, credit to Missouri. This was a top 25 matchup against a team in Missouri that's won 18 out of their last 22 games. That we knew they would come in here and that it would be a war. They're a physical football team with a bunch of really good players. And that's what you saw out there tonight as well. So credit to them. Hats off to Brady Cook. I know a lot of people didn't think he was going to play, and for him to go out there and show the guts that he showed out there tonight, ton of respect for him and whatnot. But what a win for our guys. The resiliency that we showed, the togetherness, the never panic. I mean, just so many moments and plays from that game. I had a bunch of stuff written down, and I got dumped with Gatorade and everything smeared, so I'm going to try and read what I can. But first of all, hats off to our grounds crew to be able to get that field back looking like that with the bushes. Bushes, is that what we call them? Hedges. Are they hedges? I don't want to offend anybody if they're not hedges. So getting that back as well. So kudos to our grounds crew for the work they've put in since the A&M game a couple weeks ago as well. Women's soccer won, right? Yes. In the tournament. So congrats to Shelly and Jamie for their win in the NCAA tournament. Hopefully they can keep that rolling. Credit to our team, though. I think that's the best SEC record we've had here since 2017. I think that's our first time since 2012 that we've won 4 straight SEC games. We talk about remembering November, and they're putting together one heck of a story right now with what we've done in November. I'm just so proud to be their coach. The togetherness, the having each other's backs. It wasn't pretty at times, to say the least, but really good job, I thought, by our defense in the first half, holding them to field goals when they got down there in the red zone and not giving up 7 points. That was huge. Great job by our offense. After they won the toss, took the ball, went right down the field on us, kicked the field goal. Our offense came right back down the field and scored 7. Thought the end of the first half was huge, where we used those timeouts to get the ball back, and then we executed a 2-minute drive and were able to get a lot of momentum going in to the half. And I mean, just what a game. I mean, I remember looking up at the scoreboard with like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, whatever it was, thinking, oh man, Missouri was in this kind of game last week, and here they are again, and what a game this is as well. But for their guy made a play. I've been telling you all week how good Burden and Weiss are, and they are. And what a throw and catch. They called it, we were in man coverage, and their guy made a play. But our offense came right back down the field, and Dale Von Campbell, Brady Hunt, guys that didn't even know they were going to have meaningful roles tonight. They have a meaningful role, but play as much as they did, and they did, and you never know when your moment's going to be called, and so proud of them. What a run by Rocket on the game-winning touchdown. What an interception by Kelly to seal the game right there at the end. I mean, it's just so much good stuff on that tape as well. I want to thank our fans. I thought they really did a great job for us. It was, I don't want to know if it was flat, but there just wasn't, for whatever reason, even on our, I'm not blaming the fans, but like our sideline, I just didn't think there was a ton of energy early after they went down the field, and it was 3-0 and whatnot. But I think we went for the 4th down, the first one. We didn't get it. And then the defense took the field, and the crowd was a weapon. I think that was the drive where they had 3 straight false starts, or 2 straight false starts, if I'm not mistaken. So kudos to the crowd for bringing it. That whole game, though, guys, ladies, is a blur. So I'll let you guys ask questions, because I could talk all night and ramble and be incoherent at this point. But happy for our team, happy for our fans. It's great to have this thing in Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to Mayor Rickeman. I saw him on Thursday at an event down in the Vista as well, and he told me he's out of the country. Like, how do you go out of the country when we're playing for the Mayor's Cup as well? But he's out of the country, which it looks like he's probably going to have to be out of the country going forward, because we clearly have success when the mayor is not in the USA as well. But he told me he was going to be out of the country, but he had it set up where he could watch it And I'm sure he watched it. If he's watching this right now, it's probably in the middle of the night where he is. But happy congrats to you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate all he does for our city and his friendship as well. So, questions?
Shane, if you could take us through the last play with Rocket. I mean, I believe that was kind of a variation of the play you used at Alabama. Just how did it come through the headset? Did you just know right away that's what you wanted to call? Just what was that whole process like?
Yeah, we were fortunate that we had 3 timeouts on that drive as well. Thank you very much. We were fortunate that we had 3 timeouts, so we had some flexibility. On that. Once we hit the pass to, who was that, Camp that got us down there, I think, where we're in the red zone. We know we're in field goal range, but we're not playing for overtime. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to ask me about some of the 4th down calls. We were aggressive tonight as well, but we weren't playing for overtime, but we also wanted to be smart. So Dow and I were talking on the headphones, and Dow said, hey, are you good if we try and pop a run in here? And I was like, heck yeah. I mean, we got time for plenty of plays right here because of our timeout situation. So we were going to call a run, and if we didn't get it, I was going to call timeout immediately. And I guess we did have a run before that, and I think I called the first one. We had 2 more. We were going to pop another one in there. It worked out the way we thought. And, and if we hadn't gotten that one, we would have called another timeout and taken one shot at the end zone and get to overtime, but if we didn't get it, but we liked our opportunities and chances there, and it's a great way to finish.
On that 3rd and 10 on the second to last touchdown drive, when Lenora slips that sack and starts just kind of running around, what's the stream of consciousness running through Shane Beamer's mind?
Yeah. Why is he getting hit in the backfield? First of all, 2 is what a dude he is. I mean, I don't like him getting hit in the backfield and defenders bouncing off of him, but I think I told you the story that after our game against A&M, another SEC head coach texted me, and you've got bleeping Superman playing quarterback back there, and that's kind of what he is as well. But just credit to him. Very similar to the play at Vanderbilt last week where we hit, who was that, JB down the sideline, where he came out of there and scrambled left and kept his eyes downfield and was able to make a play. And just a lot of emotions, but that guy's he's just a player. He makes plays, and the moment's never too big for him.
Shane, sticking with Lenore's 5 TD passes today, a game-winning drive, how impressive has this growth he's shown over the last few days last few games as an SEC quarterback?
Yeah, I didn't realize the 5 touchdown passes. Jeez. Says everything about him. He's got an awesome mom and dad. He's got an awesome family. He's a great young man. He works his butt off. He's very grounded. He's very poised. He's a competitor. His teammates love him. His coaches love him. And he's just a really, really good quarterback that just continues to get better every single week.
In the second half, with what they were doing on offense, Missouri was doing on offense, was it just as simple as them run those outside zones left and right and just picking up those big gains like that?
Yeah, and that was, disappointing. I know they only finished with 144 yards. It seemed like a lot more. I know the running back went for 150, so I guess Sachs took it out at the end. But yeah, credit to them. I mean, they've got a really good offensive line. I know a lot of the talk was on Luther or Burden and Weiss, and rightfully so, but that's a really good offensive line, really good. And, I thought going into this, before the game that A&M had the best offensive line in the SEC, but watching these dudes now, I mean, they're good. They're athletic, they're big, they're physical. And the back does a really good job of they just stretch it, then he puts his foot in the ground and gets vertical. So they're a challenge. And they make it tough when you hail just because of the amount of, they'll play with an extra offensive tackle, that they'll put an extra offensive lineman in the game. But then they give you a lot of unbalanced formations where, they've got every eligible receiver on one side, if that makes sense. So you've got to, and then they may have an extra tackle in the game while they're doing it. So now you have to adjust how you're lining up defensively. And I just thought at times we were on our heels a little bit. We were getting lined up late. We weren't able to get our cleats in the ground. But that was essentially it, and seemed to happen a lot tonight. So we've got to be, we got to be better. Dang it, they outrushed us again. But better than what it has been, considering coming into tonight, they had outrushed us 621 to like 100 and something over the last 3 years. So at least it was a little bit more balanced tonight, without a doubt. But we, I was more disappointed in our ability to get pressure on the quarterback early in the first half. Now we did in the second half as the game went, but they did a nice job. Give them credit. That's a good football team. game. And like I said, a ton of respect for Brady Cook, and for them to come in here and be as efficient as they were was impressive.
Coach, on the fourth down call late in the third quarter inside your own 40, is that something you guys talk about during the week? Is that something you plan for, or is there ever a time when you do that kind of spur in the moment, you want to trust your offense to go out there and get the first down?
It's not anything that we really talk about. For me, it was what I wanted to do, and we went for a few 4th and 1s, and we got some, and we got stuffed on one. That was one. If it had been 4th and 1, I probably would have punted it. It was like a foot. And I thought with a 240-pound quarterback, we could run a quarterback sneak and get that much. But I was wrong. Credit to them for stopping us on that one. We went for it. We had a play call. We ran it. We got stopped. And then I guess they stopped it to, we got to replay the play, right? And clicked over to Clayton because I always want to make sure he's good with it. And I said, "Are you good if we go with this?" And he had seen the play before, and he's like, "Yeah, but don't y'all have like a tush push or something you can do?" And I'm like, "You know what? You're right." So we were talking about a couple different options on that play, whether it was the quarterback sneak or another play. And in the end, I felt like the quarterback sneak was the best thing to do, and clearly I was wrong on that one, but that's what it was. But it's something that, during the week, I'm watching tape of everything, offense, defense, and special teams, where when you get into a game on Saturday, I'm not making, in my mind, uninformed decisions because I have a pretty good feel about the opposing team, if that makes sense. And I wanted to show confidence in our offense and our defense that we need to be the more physical team. Physicality was the number one key tonight for us, and particularly early in the game, that was an opportunity to show that.
You've mentioned before that this team isn't young anymore. How did the losses against LSU, against Alabama, playing in tough games last year and this year provide the magical finish tonight?
I think just battle tested when you go through shared struggles together. This is just life. When you go through shared struggles together, I truly believe it makes you closer and even more resilient. And we went through some shared struggles last season. And we went through some shared struggles with those heartbreaking losses early in the year. And there were a lot of, not signs, but very eerily similar tonight. You're up 2 scores at halftime. And just like LSU, we were leading by 2 scores going into the fourth quarter. And then they score a touchdown at the beginning of the fourth quarter, just like LSU. But that popped in my head. Hopefully it didn't pop in the players' heads. But, I thought about it. But just that we're resilient. And just what a way to finish. Proud of those guys because we have been through shared struggles together, and that makes you closer. And you saw that tonight with some of the injury situation. We had guys that at one point we were down our top 3 tight ends. Like, we didn't have a healthy top 3 tight end at one point. And guys just kept stepping up and making plays, and it was really cool to see.
The reverse on the kick return, that's something you've had for a while, or is that just something that came out tonight? And also, is there an update on Judge Collier or any of those tight ends?
Yeah, the reverse is something that we've been working on for about 2 or 3 weeks, I guess. And we had it called a couple times earlier, and they hit touchbacks. They gave us a kick tonight to return. I was holding my breath because we had the exchange. Juju's not the biggest guy in the world. And Nick's not the smallest guy in the world. So some of the exchanges have been a little bit off where it's too high, too low. So I was worried about that, but that's something that we've been working in for the last few weeks and felt like it was a good time to call just to get some field position and get the drive going. I think everybody's okay. We actually took Judge to the hospital. He had a upper body injury that he felt okay. When I walked out on the field to check on him, he felt okay. And then they just wanted to take him to the hospital to check on everything. His parents went with him. Everything is fine. So he'll be okay. And the tight ends, we'll see. Brady's got a little bit of a lower leg injury. Mike Smith's got a upper body injury. Hopefully they'll be okay. We'll know more tomorrow. Simon, I think, is okay, yeah.
Shane, if you could, kind of going off Jordan's question, was there a message at all in the fourth quarter when you guys keep going down by scores? And what do you kind of say to the team in those moments? And then kind of going off that, you mentioned earlier with some of the unsung heroes in this game, what does it say about this team with the guys that just step up and make big plays?
Just that we're a team, and I loved what Cole Kublik from the SEC Network said. I know he did the game tonight, but I loved what he said on social media earlier in the week. He does I highly recommend it at Cole's Sunday takeaways of SEC games across every Saturday. And I respect his opinion because he's played the game. And I told the team this on Friday. He made a comment after watching us play that they care more about, talking about us as a team, he said they care more about wrecking you, meaning the opponent, as a group than they worry about their own individual stats. And to me, that's like the greatest compliment that you can give a team. And he was talking about it because there was a play against Vanderbilt where Boogie was running a twist and he was pushing the guy through and whatnot. And he said they care more about wrecking you as a group than they care about padding their own stats. And that's us. There's no unselfishness. Guys just compete and play. And Brady came in here as a transfer tight end. He's playing, Mike Smith and Josh are playing a little bit more than him. Never complain. He just works. Same thing with Delvon Campbell. They just work. And to me, that's what it says, Jack, is just we're a team that cares about one another. They love playing for one another. And they're just so much fun to coach because of the kind of young men they are. We got great. I call them kids. They're young men. They're great kids. They really are.
Shane, you guys have defeated an AP-ranked opponent in 3 consecutive weeks for the first time in school history. What does that mean for the trajectory?
Say that one more time. I like that. Say that one more.
You've defeated an AP-ranked opponent for 3 consecutive weeks for the first time in school history.
Wow. I did not realize that. Was that in your game notes this week? Crap. Sorry, I dropped the ball, Fink. I had to think a bunch of stuff to tell the players with what we just accomplished, but I was probably right here, and it just got smeared with some of the Gatorade. What does it say? What's the question? I'm sorry.
What's it say for the trajectory of the program?
Yeah, that we're on the right track. You talk about the young players we have in this program right now. The quarterback, Dylan, on and on and on. You talk about the recruits that are here tonight, the ones that are committed to us, the ones that we're recruiting. It just we're the best. I tell high school prospects and their families all the time that the best days of South Carolina football are right in front of us. And I truly believe that with the direction that we're headed right now. And you saw, there's been so many great moments from this season. And it's pretty cool to be a part of.
Shane, after your Gatorade shower and celebrating with your family, you sought out the trophy and kind of lifted it up, celebrating with the players. Guys like Debo were smiling ear to ear with that trophy after the game. What do those moments mean to you?
Just happy for them, happy for those seniors. They probably don't even know what this thing looks like, other than just we showed a PowerPoint of it in our team meeting on Tuesday. Like, this is the Mayor's Cup. No one in this room has ever seen it or held it, and I didn't make a big deal of, shame on me, like in previous years. We talked about it, but I didn't make a big deal about the trophy game and all that as well. I probably should have, but we did this week that I don't want these seniors to finish their careers here at South Carolina without bringing this back to the best Columbia, in my opinion, as well. And our guys were on a mission to go get it, and they knew how much this game meant to the seniors, me, everybody as well, just to be able to get this thing in here. And we need to make sure, I'll say this tomorrow night on the teleconference when I talk to you guys. I'll say it Tuesday in the press conference. But we need to make sure that we have this place packed next Saturday and honor these seniors the way that they deserve to be honored next week, playing their last game in Williams-Brice Stadium ever. That Gamecock walk needs to be bigger and louder than ever to thank these kids. The game needs to be packed. When we honor the seniors with about 30 or 25 minutes before kickoff, this place needs to be packed to give these guys the ovation that they deserve. When you talk, I can go on and on and on, but however many it is, 13 players that were here before I even became the head coach that have stayed here 4 years with me as the head coach, or the guys like TJ Sanders and Juju, who were committed when I got the job and never even met me, didn't know me at all. And they believed in me as the head coach and said, I still want to come to South Carolina, and they've stayed for 4 years. So I'm so happy for them to be able to have this thing, and we need to make sure that we honor these seniors the right way next Saturday afternoon, I believe. 4 o'clock.
Going back a little bit to like the emotional stuff, sorry, but like how, you danced a little bit, you were caught on camera dancing, maybe attempting to dance, and then obviously the like reaction of this, just how much of was that a release of stress? Was that just pure pride? And I guess, was anyone particularly vocal in between their touchdown with a minute left and your touchdown with 20 seconds left?
Define attempting to dance. That bothers me a little.
I don't want to get in trouble. I really liked your video of you singing to Emily.
Thank
but
you.
Yeah, you just,
all right.
the
Yeah,
arm
it's my mom's birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to my mom. I told the players that I wasn't going to serenade her. Kyle Kennard said we need to play Tupac, Dear Mama, in there as well. I didn't think that my mom would appreciate that or even know who Tupac is, so we did not do that, but I appreciate the sentiment from Kyle as well. It was just an emotional. I mean, anytime a team beats you 5 years in a row, 3 years in a row since I've been the head coach as well, it has extra meaning. And, this one did as well, just because our seniors didn't want to finish their career here at South Carolina, never have beaten Missouri. So that it meant a lot to all of them as well. In between, I think it was a lot of guys, I'll be honest, Lulu, that between the touchdown and the end of the game that, came up to me or hugged me or, I remember O'Donnell, David Spalding. I mean, there was just a lot of guys like that it was a lot of really cool moments from tonight. There's no question about it. But we have, Steve said it coming down the hall. We haven't had a game like that here in Columbia in a while. And I've been hearing for years all about the rain game here from whenever Michael Scarnecchia rain game. So shout out to Mike, but hopefully this is now trumped that as far as memorable South Carolina, Missouri games.
Yeah, so Sellers threw 5 different touchdown passes to 5 different players. What does that kind of say about the trust that he's building with not just 1 or 2 people, but everyone on the team?
Yeah, just that we had depth. We have depth at all positions. We've talked a lot about the depth that we have on defense. We've got depth on offense as well, tight end, wide receiver, running back, also offensive line. And so it just says that we got a lot of guys that just continue to get better as a team. And credit to our offensive coaching staff. I mean, both those touchdown passes, the one to Mike Smith and then the one to Josh over there in this end zone. I mean, both those were plays that we basically put in this week to attack Missouri and kind of what they were doing as well. So my son Hunter had a flag football game this morning. They attempted to run something very similar, the one we threw to Mike Smith, and I told him that we had a similar play tonight that we were going to call also, and I think his was an incomplete pass in his game this morning, and we connected on it for a touchdown.
Shane, I know you practice it every week, but talk about your execution on your 2 minutes drills. You scored on the last drive of both halves tonight and were able to execute the 2-minute drill 2 times tonight.
Yeah, that's huge. We pride ourselves a lot on situational football. We talk a lot about situational football, and that was huge. Like I said, the defense to be able to get a stop before the half, the offense to go down the field and score, and then right there at the end of the game as well. But you leave Lenoris and our offense a minute plus with 3 timeouts. I like our chances as well with that guy back there, and we do spend a lot of time on it. We do it every Sunday night at practice, and we do it every Thursday at practice. And both weeks, last week and 2 days ago, Lenoris led the offense to touchdowns in that 2-minute drive. And it's pretty cool to see it happen on Thursday in practice, and then it happens again on Saturday night in the game as well. Yep. I heard you on the radio, boys weekend this weekend, huh?
We did, yeah. This is their first game.
All right.
This one is a pretty damn good.
I'd say so. Bring them back.
Good luck, I guess.
I'll say so. Yep. Appreciate it.